I found one small section, it's like 5 pages, chapter 9, page 75, and it's really long. And basically, Ever and Damon go to Summerland. It's just a nice little brief respite for the two of them from all of their monumental problems and burdens that they're facing. And they go to Summerland just to have a little fun. And so that's the part I thought I would read. Page 75. The second we land, the two of us toppling side by side on the grass, I feel better. Like a million, trillion, gazillion times better. Jumping to my feet and skipping through the field, free from that horrible trespassing energy, that strange foreign pulse, and the thoughts of Rome that it brings. All of it reduced to nothing more than a vague and distant memory, as the buoyant grass springs under my feet and the perfumed flowers shiver beneath the tips of my fingers. Glancing over my shoulder, beckoning for Damon to join me, as a genuine grin lights up my face for the first time in days. I am regenerated, renewed, able to begin all over again. He comes toward me, stopping just shy of my reach as he closes his eyes and instantly transforms the vast fragrant fields of Summerland into an exact replica of the Chateau de Versailles. Placing us in the middle of a hall so grand and opulent it takes my breath away. The floors are made of the smoothest polished parquet, while the cream-colored walls gleam with a liberal use of gold leaf. And the ceilings, those insanely high, elaborately frescoed ceilings, are punctuated by a succession of glistening chandeliers, their finely cut crystals shining and glinting from the flames of burning candles, filling the room with a kaleidoscope of soft glowing light. And just when I think it can't possibly get any better, the majestic sounds of a symphony begin, and Damon bows before me and offers his hand. I lower my gaze, bending into a brisk curtsy, taking the opportunity to glance down at my dress. Its bodice tight and low, spilling into soft, loose folds of the shiniest blue silk that swirl all the way to the floor. Lifting my gaze to find him retrieving a slim velvet box from his coat, gasping in excitement when he opens it to reveal an exquisite sapphire and diamond encrusted necklace he clasped around my neck. I turned, glancing into the long line of mirrors that punctuate each side of the hall, gazing upon the two of us together, he in his breeches, blazer, and boots, me in my opulent finery, hair twisted and curled in the world's most complicated updo, and I know exactly what he's doing, exactly what he's up to. He's given me the happily ever after dream stole from me. I gazed around the ballroom in awe, hardly believing I could have had this, could have been part of this world, his world, if my Cinderella ending hadn't been ripped right out from under me, robbing me of my chance to even try the glass slipper. If I'd only been allowed to live, he would have given me the elixir and instantly transformed me from the lowly French servant named Eveline into this radiant being staring back from the mirror. And 100 and some odd years later, we could have danced here, shared this beautiful night, dressed in our finest and glinting with jewels, right alongside Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. But that didn't happen. Instead, greed killed me, forcing Damon and me to continue our search for each other again and again. I gaze at him, blinking back the tears as I place my hand on his shoulder and he cups his arm snugly around my waist, twirling me across the dance floor, our feet moving expertly, my skirt swirling in a dizzying haze of blue. So overcome by the beauty he's created, replicated just for me, I press tightly against him, lips at his ear when I ask if there are any more rooms to see. And before I know it, I'm whisked down a confusing maze of halls to the finest, grandest bedroom I've ever seen. Now granted, he smiles, pausing in the doorway as I try not to gawk as I take it all in. This isn't the royal bedchamber. Marie Antoinette and I were never that close, though this is an exact replica of the room that I stayed in on my numerous visits. So tell me, what do you think? I make my way across the large woven rug, taking in the silk-covered chairs, the abundance of candles, the liberal use of crystal and gold, making a running leap onto the plush, richly draped canopied bed and patting the space just beside me so I don't have a care in the world. Because I don't. I'm in Summerland now. Roman can't reach me. So what do you think? He leans over me, gaze sweeping my face. I reach up, fingers tracing his high cheekbones, the sharp line of his jaw when I say, "What do I think?" I shake my head and laugh, the sound light, joyous, the way it used to be. I think you're the most amazing boyfriend in the whole entire world. No, I take that back. He looks at me, faint apprehension in his gaze. I think you're the most amazing boyfriend on the planet, in the universe, I smile. Seriously, who else gets a date like this? Are you sure you like it, he asks, real concern moving in. I lift my arms, encircling them around his neck as I pull him down to me, aware of the energy veil that hovers between his lips and mine, allowing for what I'm starting to think of as our now standard almost kiss, but still happy to take what I can get. These were such heady times, he says, pulling away and propping his head on his hand to better see me. I just wanted you to experience it, get a taste for what it was like, what I was like. I'm sorry you missed it, Edward. We would have had such fun. You would have been the belle of the ball, the most beautiful one. He squints. No, on second thought, Marie might not have liked that. He shakes his head and laughs. Why? My fingers play at the ruffles covering the front of his shirt, sneaking their way between the buttons to the expansive warm chest beneath. Does she have designs on you, as they say? And was this before or after Count Burson's for the scene? He laughs. Before, during, and after. It was definitely the place to be, or at least for a while anyway. He shakes his head. And no, for your information, we were merely good friends. She had no designs on me, or none that I noticed at least. I was thinking more in terms of how some beautiful women are always so pleased when another one enters the scene. I look at him, taking in the elegant planes of his face, the lock of glossy dark hair that falls over his eye, thinking how gallant he looks, how noble he is, how this look really suits him, really says who he is, far more than the faded jeans and black motorcycle boots ever did. So what did Marie Antoinette think of Dorina then, I asked, remembering her of all her creamy skin, emerald-eyed, red-headed glory, a beauty so great it robbed me of breath, realizing just after it's out that I'm actually having a conversation about Damon's evil ex-wife and not even feeling the slightest twinge of my usual jealousy. And it's not just because of the magic of Summerland, but because I really, truly am at peace with it now. Though, unfortunately, Damon's not aware of my new outlook, which probably explains why his brow's gone all slanted and his mouth grim, wondering if I'm really going to start this up again after he's gone to all the trouble to make this for me. But I just smile, inviting him to look inside my mind and see for himself. I asked only because I was curious, nothing more. There's not a hint of jealousy to be found. Dorina and Marie didn't quite care for each other, he says, visibly relieved with my change of heart. I mostly came calling on my own. I look at him, imagining all the beautiful single women who must have swooned the second he walked in the room with no partner beside him. And again, just like before, I feel nothing. Everyone has a past, even it seems me. The only thing that really matters is that he loves me, has always loved me, spent the last 400 years searching for me, and I think I finally get just how big a deal that really is. Don't stay here forever, I whisper, pulling him to me and covering his face with my kiss. We'll just take up residence in this amazing place, and when we get tired of it, if we get tired of it, we'll just manifest somewhere else to live. We can do that at home, you know. He looks at me, gaze tender and deep, hand buried in my hair, smoothing the strands. We can live anywhere we want, have anything we want, go anywhere we want, just as soon as we graduate high school and move away from Sabina, he laughs. And even though I smile and laugh along with him, I know better. I can't really have this at home, not after the spell that I wove. And until I can find a way to break it, this is the one and only place I can be like this, feel like this. The magic will dissolve the second I make my way back through the portal. But in the meantime, there's really no reason to hurry back, is there? He grins, tipping my chin till my lips meet his. He presses against me, his body covering mine, the almost feel of his hands on my skin, filling me with tingle and heat. The two of us surrendering to the moment, surrendering to the limits we've no choice but to accept. My lips at his ear as I murmur, no reason I can think of, no reason at all.